Call to the Board of Aviation Commissioners October 10th, 2019 meeting. Members present, myself, Kirk Hunter, Greg Poulin, T.Y. Okeson, Jeff Bartlett, also in attendance, Jessica Ward, Airport Manager, and Gene Simmons from City Council Liaison, and John Peister from BFNS. Members absent? None. Okay, minutes of the September 17th meeting. Everybody get a chance to read those?
Yes. I make a motion to approve the minutes. I second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Financials.
Here's the next page on too. Okay. So account balances. You can see we're still negative in a few of our accounts, but I'm going to transfer money to make all those positive before the end of the year. In years past, we would actually have to transfer them. We couldn't actually go negative in any balance, so every time I would do claims each month, I would literally have to transfer money into accounts before I use money in those accounts. But now they have it set up to where just each set of accounts, you can't go negative total. So I don't have to do that every single month, so it looks different than years past, just so you guys know. That's the reason. Legal is the only account, 91.52% that we've used. For the first time this last month, I took out the appraisal legal work out of our capital. It says it's reimbursable from a future grant. So I think that we'll end up being okay in there. I might have to transfer a little money in there December, depending on how much, Bill has to do for us the next couple months.
How far in the future will that be, you think, in that grant?
It's actually going to come out of next year's. Yeah, the grant that we get next year will be reimbursed for legal. And aviation fuel, we're still looking good. We've used 44%. As you can see, we spent a lot on this claims docket. We got Jet A and we got avgas on that. And airport projects, we will be looking to encumber some money for capital projects in the upcoming months for that. But there are no red flags at all with our operating budget at this point, and I don't see any before the year is over. Overall, we sold 1,813.8 gallons of Honda Lola, 4,015 gallons of Jet A, and 83.5 gallons of Swift Fuel in September. Our self-service 100 low-lead is $4.30 per gallon. Full-service 100 low-lead is $4.40 per gallon. Our Jet A is $3.30 per gallon for both self and full service, and our self-service UL 94 is $4.43 per gallon. You can see the others around us at the bottom. Nobody's changed one of the airports in the last month.
A5-2 update?
Yes, that's our hangar, A5-2. Yeah. Bill Shelver requested that he be reimbursed for 8 months of the land lease rent amount that he paid in April of 2019 to cover through April of 2020. Since the board purchased the hangar in August, 4 months into the current year's rent payment, his annual land lease rent payment was $424.36 for this year. So the amount he'd be reimbursed if the board so chooses would be $282.91 for 8 months between September 2019 and April 2020. That's my first part of it.
With a reimbursement? Fair bills. Certainly. Yeah.
Can we make a motion for that?
Sure.
Okay, so I made the motion that we reimburse Bill for $291 something?
$282.91.
$282.91.
Favor second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we also have a couple of estimates for heat and insulation at this point still. I'd like one more each if I could. I have 2 other people that are supposed to be getting to me and I just don't have them yet. So I'm hoping that by next month we'll be able to move forward with that discussion. But I have them on the table if anybody wants to look at them during the meeting, what we have so far. And that's our update for that. AI conference. The annual AI conference starts next Tuesday, October 15th, ends Thursday the 17th at noon here at the Blue Chip. Kirk's going to attend the whole thing, as will I, and Jeff is going to attend the conference on Wednesday, and he's going to go to the board member review breakout session that day, which will be so fun and exciting. And Kirk might go to that too, maybe. He said that he would possibly look into it if I'm going with you. And also, the CIP conference, the CIP meeting is going to be Thursday at 12:10 to 1 p.m. And Jeff is going to make it to that as well, and Kirk will make that. So we will.
And where is that?
It's at the Blue Chip.
Blue Chip, so, okay.
Yep. And
This is
so.
Thursday?
Yep, that's on Thursday.
Good.
So we are all set there, which is pretty exciting. Police short course training, the whole department short course training for the police was previously approved by the board, will occur Tuesday, October 22nd through Friday, October 25th. And I'll do the same thing I've done in years past, where we just block off a portion of the ramp. There's plenty of access for everyone else. Self-service is open, and we should have no problems with that at all. And the last thing on my list is vending machines. Our vending machine, the beverage vending machine that we had repaired a couple of years ago, is at the end of its service life. It won't accept dollar bills anymore, so it only takes coins at this point, which is so exciting. It's also never been able to vend plastic bottles of water, which has always been a problem, because every summer, what do you think most pilots want to drink? Bottled water. Beer, good one. Good one.
Just a wild guess.
So the repair was made 2 years ago for the same part. They literally had to buy it off eBay and didn't have a warranty. So they don't even, parts aren't made for this type and age of machine anymore. So the repair person then, which was one source, suggests that we purchase a new machine then. I did find one that's really good, energy efficiency. It offers combination snack and beverages in one. It's ADA compliant. They have them online at a couple different places that I saved that I'm waiting on estimates for. And they're all around $4,000. They have one at Sam's Club, and Sam's Club offers a rebate. It's like $300 off if you buy it by October 20th. And then they also offer, the provider of vending machine offers a rebate for like snacks that you purchase. So I kind of looked into that a little bit. And
They deliver it.
they do deliver it, yep, and they set it up, which is great. I mean, I'll have to set up all the pricing and everything, but I mean, they come in and bring it here and put it where it goes. And it also, you can opt in for them taking credit cards. So they have ones that don't take credit cards, or else they have one that does take credit cards. It's $10 a month service. The one from Sam's Club actually uses the cell tower, so it doesn't need Wi-Fi or anything. And then you can charge different pricing for credit if somebody wants to use credit a little bit more to cover that service, or not, or you can just get it that it only takes dollar bills. And
Do we know by chance if other airports have those kind of vending machines, or?
yeah, most of them.
They
Most of them do.
Okay.
And most of them probably have credit at this point, I would assume, yeah.
Okay.
That take credit. But the thing is too, is the skydive over there, they do have one and it does take credit. But I mean, in order to walk over there, you literally have to like walk up and around the ditch and like around their gate, you know, because they have that fenced off. So it's not like ideal, but it is possible. So anybody that wants, like, needs to use like dollars or anything afterwards, or only has a credit card right now, that's what they're doing, because we don't offer that here.
Okay.
Does it cost more money if they use credit card to the source vendor?
Yes, it would cost us more, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like with Visa and all that stuff where they charge like, I don't know, 3% and all that. So that's why usually people will charge extra for credit. So it's like a bottle of water would be $1 if you pay cash, or like $1.25 if you use credit. Like most gas stations and stuff are going to that, and that's why, just to cover those costs if you want to know.
Oh, and you can set those two different
Correct.
amounts.
So I was hoping to purchase a machine. I want to do best cost, best warranty. Some of them offer like 5 years for certain parts, especially for refrigeration parts. Others are just 1 year. I want to get one that's made in the United States because that's important to me and important to us. So I was hoping to be able to spend up to $5,000 and that just be my cutoff, but this is probably going to be around $4,000
Do we have the money?
with shipping and handle.
Do we have
It would
the-
come out of our, it would come out of our capital.
Okay, so I have no problem with that.
Do I hear a motion to approve ceiling of $5,000 for?
I'll make a motion that we approve up to $5,000 for the new vending machine.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, thank you.
Airport development. John?
That'll be considered me?
You!
All right. Mr. Schaefer did send out an agenda for the meeting as well as an agenda for the CIP meeting, but we'll get to that in a minute. In my opinion, it's a pretty light month for things from BFNS. There's one item to consider a motion on, and I'll get straight to that. That's the fiscal year 2019 federal financial report. And basically just a piece of paper that says that you acknowledge that you've received $406,940 in federal grant money for fiscal year 19 through your 2 open grants, and that you're meeting all of your grant assurances and reporting requirements. I've got a couple copies here, one is for the airport, and one for me to take back, I guess,
Oh,
the next one.
I don't think.
So, I'll put, asking for a motion to submit that. I don't usually ask that at other airports, but if you guys would like to, then feel free.
I'll make a motion to submit the fiscal year 2019 year-end federal finance report, receipt of $406,940.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Is that-
Motion carries. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The next item on the list is the DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Renewal Process. That's all wrapped up. The FAA approved the submitted goal of 5.4%, and that went in effect at the beginning of the month, beginning of the federal fiscal year 2020. So that will be the goal for the next several years. For the runway extension project, we've got a lot of coordination going back and forth with different groups at the ADO. First being Bob Ochamp with the environmental. As you know, the revised draft was submitted on June 21st. At this time, Bob says he doesn't need any other modifications from us. We're waiting on some other items to clear up first. Which brings us to the ALP, which was resubmitted to the FAA with the updated obstruction data tables on August 26th. This is definitely a good thing to bring up at the CIP meeting. Gary Wilson, who is the planner at the ADO, accepted some responsibility for getting grants out in Wisconsin. So all planning assignments in Indiana got put on hold for a while. But we did have a conference call with Gary on September 26th. Gary is starting to ask for some things that are going to appear in the next, it's a draft advisory circular for airport planning, so it's not currently in effect, but the planners at the FAA have already received training on this advisory circular. So he's starting to ask for some things that we aren't expecting because they're not actually in effect with the current advisory circular, which still stands. But that's not how Gary is seeing things. One of the things he's asking for is declared distance sheet and a departure surface sheets. We've had to do this at another airport in the state, so we're kind of getting used to expecting him to ask for these things. But again, it's not actually a requirement yet by the advisory circular. But if Gary's not happy, the ALP is not going to get approved. So we need to get those sheets complete, and that will have Gary's comments satisfied. So do you guys understand the declared distance sheets and the departure surface?
Yeah, but how long ago did we submit the ALP?
Well, the first time?
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of stages.
Yeah.
Latest one.
August 26th.
Yeah, the last one went in August 26th.
Yeah.
When Gary was on assignment in Wisconsin for a month, we struggled to get movement on anything in the state, so we didn't have a conference call with them until the last week of September.
How long has this AC been proposed? Or?
The draft AC,
Yeah.
I don't know when the drafts came out, and honestly, I have not heard anything about when the AC is going to get adopted. Sometimes they're in draft form for years.
Right. Who's the one that does the approval on it?
On the advisory circular?
Yeah.
The FAA in Washington will issue the advisory circulars.
Okay.
So,
How do they do it? Do they have to convene a committee of some sort and they check, how does it, do they put it out for like a proposal of rulemaking change where they get comment period?
sure. So, for example, the construction standards AC just had a big significant update at the beginning of the year. It was in draft form for a long time because you're allowed, everyone is allowed to provide comments on the draft AC from industry. In the case of the construction standards, industry groups like the American Concrete Pavement Association, Asphalt Paving Institute, then you've got engineering firms that provide comments. It's open for comments, but universities provide comments, and then depending on how much feedback they get on these advisory circulars, it kind of sends them back into consideration on things. And so the timeline for when a draft comes out and when the new advisory circular issued, it's kind of arbitrary. It depends on what the industry comments on it. So I follow the construction standard one pretty close because I use that one a lot in design. The planning one I don't use as much, so I can't tell you what kind of feedback has been received on the draft. I will say, in the past, we've always reviewed the draft, but we don't go by it because it's not the advisory circular that is governing. So, why the FAA planners have received training on it and why they're starting to enforce it, I'm not sure. Maybe that means it's close to coming out, but that's purely speculation.
Sure, thank you.
But of course, we want to touch on that when we have the CIP meeting next week.
What's the cost associated with those changes on our end? On our end, to the ALP, to get those declared distances? Or time and cost, I guess that's the big question.
I don't know if there's any cost, to be honest. But time, I know that they've been marked up. We're working with our staff back in the office to get those sheets made. We've made them for another airport, so it should go faster than our previous airport.
I get it, okay.
I don't know if we'll have them by the CIP meeting, but we are working on them. A timeline conference call on counteroffer occurred back in July. As you know, negotiations have been placed on hold until you do the offer to Homestead. The legal descriptions for the Homestead navigation easement and the road right-of-way are now required. We're working with Bill Nelson to obtain the appraisals needed to enter negotiations with Homestead.
Well, we only have
We did.
the first one, right? We don't have the check appraisal, all right?
We don't have the one from the new guy yet, but we have the one from Tom Larson.
Which is the renewed one, which then has to
Correct.
go to the review.
Yeah.
So you have it first, but you don't have any review appraisal.
We don't have a review.
And on the Homestead stuff, the new guy's gonna do that 7-acre property, remember?
Yeah.
We don't have his yet either. And then that'll have to go for review.
Oh, I thought that was on the new one.
Nope.
Okay.
So another.
I was wondering why the price went up. I thought we bought extra.
Any questions on that? Okay. The draft CIP meeting agenda, which you guys also have, I'll go over now. The first item currently is at the airport. That's usually what we call the airport's time to shine, so that's your.
Oh, our time to
So
shine.
who takes care of that? We just-
Jeff
Jeff?
and Kirk and I,
And Jessica,
Yeah.
we got it under
So
control.
you have had many CIP meetings in that past, Jessica, so you're
Actually, he'll do all the talking. We'll also just be sitting there.
It shouldn't come as a surprise to you, but you'll just go over, obviously, what you've been doing at the airport, some of the improvements you've been making to the field that don't come from federal funds that the FAA might not know about, your apron lighting. I don't need to tell you how to do that. Just
Kind of news they can use.
But then after that, we'll get into conversation about the runway extension, of course, and there's turnover in the FAA. The FAA staff have a lot of different airports to go over. Christina's got a lot of airports in Indiana. Rob and Gary have even more airports in other states. So it might seem like we're saying the same information to them over and over again, but it's very important to remind them what steps we've already accomplished and what steps we're close to accomplishing. So that's why the list is long, and I know the runway length justification has been approved for quite a while now, but if people who work in a lot of different airports, or you have new staff and they say, their first question will be, well, what's the status of your runway length justification? Well, that was approved years ago. So we include these things on the list, even though they are kind of dated, just to show the milestones and where we are. So if you look at the A through H letters on there, the first 4 are things that I would consider done or nearly complete. So if you look at it in that sense, we're about halfway through the boxes we have to tick before we can actually start making some improvements.
So are there dates? Why don't we have dates with each of these A, B, C, D? Like if that was approved, what year or what?
We can put approvals on those things.
Good.
When you get to some of the things that are kind of ongoing, we do put the dates in there, but I think it's good to have the dates for some of the other milestones.
I mean, I don't see many new parties in the meeting other than Julian. Is Julian new?
From NDOT, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
he is the new inspector. He's Adam French's old position.
Okay. But everybody else has been involved in all the conference calls pretty regularly.
Rob and Gary are kind of new. And
Yeah, Gary, I was so good, and he's only been involved in planning for about a year.
Right.
He should be very versed in what's going on in Michigan City, because he's been pretty involved, but it doesn't hurt to remind him of what we've accomplished. So below that we have the anticipated funding, which is just taken straight from the state CIP, so it'll show what we're on track for. We want to have a conversation, make sure that nothing has changed in the FAA or state's eyes for what they've got programmed in the CIP. But in addition to that, we want to talk about some procurement options with them, because if you total up everything in the CIP, it's about $6.5 million short over what the project estimate is. So we need to work with the FAA and the state to come up with some alternative funding ideas or some different approaches. So we want to talk about a construction manager at risk and a guaranteed maximum price contract concept. It would help us work with the cash flow differences between the estimate and the CIP.
we already did talk to them about it at the last meeting too, so they should know that it's coming again.
Well, we mentioned it,
Yeah, correct.
and they kind of looked at it like,
Maybe. We're not gonna say yes or no.
Is there any incentive for the construction manager at risk to come in under the maximum?
You mean like a bonus type payout for getting below their guaranteed maximum price? The AIP program doesn't allow for any type of incentive pay, even on down to materials. So if it would be, it would have to be locally, that would be a local provision, would not come from the FAA.
So no.
what it does is it kind of stymies the escalation of prices is what it does.
Right.
Which is what the FAA then can long-term plan for and say, oh, this is the amount, because it's guaranteed.
Well, and yeah, and it gets contractors involved sooner, and they kind of help us expose some unexpected costs. So that's all we have. Well, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. There's one item. The obstruction evaluation of a transmission line north of the airfield. So Jessica, I believe you received some information from the FAA on providing comment to an airspace study.
Yeah, I already sent it out and I copied all the board on it.
Okay.
Yeah, 25-foot lowering that one?
Yep.
So, yeah, that's definitely important that we respond to that.
So those towers aren't there now, right?
No,
No, they're
they're
not.
proposed.
They're proposed.
Thank you.
I mean, there's plenty of other aerial utilities in that corridor if you drive across there, but these aren't. Yeah, that's all we have.
Claims docket. Any new business, excuse me?
Old business. Oh, first.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michigan City Hangar Association. Everybody sign that?
It's all signed, started today, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. That was a long time coming. So there we have it, done, off old business permanently. The purchase agreement for Town and Blake property, I left it on there because it's still old business, but there's no new update on that, we just kind of talked about it, so we can move on from that. And, what new business from?
Claims docket, yeah. Any new business before that?
Swim tax right there, going around, 52,347.95. Most of that is fuel.
Motion that we accept the claim dockets as is, $52,347.95.
And second?
All in favor? Any correspondence?
None.
Public comment? Gene, you got anything to add?
You guys doing a great job.
Thanks.
You're on it.
We're done.
Good luck with your election.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
luck.
sorry I missed you Sunday. We bought the tickets, but
Oh, really?
yeah, we got
Oh, that's a
stuck.
great turnout.
Yeah.
That's a great turnout, yeah.
Yeah, my neighbor told me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're out, what do you know?
Jamestown, Kimball Woods.
Kimball?
Yeah.
Okay, Kim?
Yep. And they're good.
Yeah.
He'd be the neighbor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to make a motion that we end this meeting.
Second. It's quick.
Do you have a second?
I did.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
We're adjourned. Motion carries.